Born 1992 in beautiful Lindau Lake of Constance, Germany. In 2016, he finished studying interactive media in Augsburg, where he learned some programming and a lot of design skills. But he definitely fell in love with 3D and motion design. Since then, all his concentration and power went into his passion to become better and better and to realize his imaginations. Now he's working as a freelancer while doing master thesis in animation at HS Augsburg. In his courses, he tried a lot of different stuff like combining real footage with 3D animations, motion graphics, photo manipulation, and a bunch of other cool things. He's crazy about discovering new techniques and styles to improve his skills. However, Mori has already built quite an esteemed reputation for himself working with clients such as Gorillaz, Universal Music, Young Thug, and Clergery. But his main work has always been posting almost daily on Instagram and his own website too. The account looks like a kind of psychedelic, technological vision of the future where huge, naked bodies fling themselves off diving boards or into each other's fists. Human heads shrink, expand, melt, and implode. In one video, dozens of naked bodies scramble across a blue void as a giant donut mows down those lagging behind to a drum and a bass score. The great thing about 3D is that there's no design limitations. He can do whatever he likes. He'll usually watch a few tutorials online, have a think, and then give the technique a go. He works in reverse. First comes the experimentation of technique, and then the concept follows from there. It's an ongoing learning process. He gets inspiration from nearly everything: daily occasion, movies, stocks, other artists on Instagram. I think he mostly gets influence from artists like Antonito Disco, Esteban Diacono, and Extra Wek, as their works are always outstanding, fresh, new, and not that usual stuff you always see. He doesn't really have a concept set in stone before he starts. He just wakes up and think, okay, maybe let's try this new technique, and it develops from there. He said in the past that he doesn't describe himself as an artist, and that's because it's hard to tell exactly what is art in general, so it's up to his audience whether they call him or an artist or not. He's just doing what he likes and will continue doing it whether they call him an artist or not.
How do you see this replay in your mind? Are you straight inside it? You just can't envision it. Don't you realize the truth instead of the lies that spew and cry, but you just can't envision it.
As you can see, this animation is a combination of actual footage and the figure dancing, which seems almost real. On the works, I'll be talking about the title related to animations and how it's interpreted. Envision means to imagine or expect that something is a likely or desirable possibility in the future and comes from the Latin en, which means cause to be, and visionem, meaning a thing seen. As you can hear the lyrics of the song, how do you see this? Playing your mind, are you straight inside if you just get envision? Don't you realize the truth instead of lies? The interpretation made for this video was trying to see the truth instead of lies by the figure, which is not normal. Being judged because of being different instead of having the vision that he's normal. The balls that are moving around him as he dances is the society that is being controlled by him because the figure is happy with who he is and don't care for the judgment.
Can't you feel my heart beat fast? 'Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling, and every time we kiss, I swear I could fly. Can't you feel my...
This animation is very weird, but at the same time it kind of compels you. It's called aphiphobia, which is a rare specific phobia that involves the fear of touching or being touched. If you notice, there is a do not touch written on his forehead, and your ad goes here on the right side of his cheek, and also tears right under his left eye, and strange figures on his hands like a fish and random letters. But maybe the letters have to mean something with the added sentence on his face, but we don't know what he's trying to say. The interpretation for this is that you're going to a private life without consulting and no giving importance and just doing it if it's wrong or not touching. This animation is called peng. It was weird for me since I noticed that definition of peng is a very positive word used casually to show how attracted, etc. you are to someone, while the animation is the contrary with an ugly woman. Seeing this animation is a pair of hands which sound to be gloves, but you can actually see the nails on the hands, while these hands squeeze the woman until becoming a balloon and exploding to a purple liquid. And also the importance of this animation is the letter on the body, censorship. Interpreting this is that the attracted thing is not the woman but the censorship. People normally are attracted to what is censored, something that could be wrong, and that is what is good looking. And the animation is saying that by the balloon woman exploding there should not be censored for some things. In this animation, you would think it is also the combination of real footage and the animation. But if you look close into the building, you can notice that it's not. Cabin fever is a term for a claustrophobic reaction that takes place when a person or group ends up in an isolated or solitary location, or stuck indoors in confined quarters for an extended period of time. Cabin fever describes the extreme irritability and restlessness a person may feel in these limiting situations. This animation is frustrating because you don't imagine yourself being like that, stuck in a room even for 5 minutes, confined, scared of never being free. This animation has 3 big faces making sounds that irritate in a building full of apartments with people. This is a way expressing how you feel sometimes in your life. All these 4 animation relate themselves because all have a human issue, and some are positive and some are not. Mori states that he just creates, but really, his works, anybody could interpret them as they wish, and that is art. Some think an artist is someone who makes art, but then again, what's art? There is no universal definition of art. Do you think Leonardo da Vinci would have appreciated Salvador Dali? We can't know for sure, but they definitely had different concepts. You don't call anyone an artist, you have to earn that title. It is extremely tricky and sensitive, especially when we're talking about abstract or modern art. Marco Mori says, it is difficult to say when you're an artist or not. Imagine children painting, is it necessarily an artist? Pablo Picasso says yes. Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up.